Hello, I'm Henri Pihkala, CEO of Streamr, and welcome to transmission number 4. These last few weeks have certainly seen a lot of activity. I also have some great development news to tell you about. So let's get started. I'll begin with a roundup of achievements this month. At the start of February, we launched our extensive FAQ section in English and Chinese. If you have questions about Streamr, you're likely to find good answers to them here, so please give the section a read. I'd like to thank our community members who have translated our videos into Portuguese, Chinese, German, and Spanish. Last week, we turned our international Telegram chat group into an official channel. The channel was started last year by a Streamr enthusiast, Robin, and now the community has grown to over 1,000 users who regularly chat about every aspect of what we're doing. Streamr has also had some great press this month, including mentions in Forbes and Investopedia and full-length features in CryptoSlate and the Merkle. Finally, in the last transmission, I promised to better communicate our technical progress in the following 3 ways. 1. Regular software development updates. 2. A Trello board showing Milestone 1 roadmap and progress. And 3. Open sourcing our code on Github. I'm glad to say those promises have been fulfilled. Please read my blog on open sourcing and our Trello board launch to discover why these steps are so important to us. So now, for the really exciting news. Startups are always on the lookout for those killer applications that demonstrate how their technology and ideas can become tangible and irresistibly useful. And we've been approached by dozens of companies, big and small, who have loads of innovative ideas they'd like to work with us on in the near future. To give one example, already existing technology allows us to monitor pollution on a very local level. But this kind of monitoring doesn't happen for a variety of reasons. What we'd like to test is if schools, businesses, and households in a neighborhood host sensors, could we use Streamr to allow concerned parents, environmental bodies, and government agencies to subscribe to that data? So our users and partners are not short on bold ideas, and we'd like to help them make those a reality. To do this, today I'm announcing the establishment of Streamr Labs. Streamr Labs is a team of dedicated software developers and business people which will help companies realize the potential of their data, build proof of concepts, and onboard them onto the Streamr Marketplace. Access to the Streamr Labs program is offered free of charge to the most promising partners and use cases. We're going to say more in the coming days, but right now I'd like to introduce to you Michael Malka, who will be heading up the lab and its staff of around 8 people. Hi Michael.
Hello.
Thanks for joining me for transmission.
Thanks.
Today. So Michael, we've known each other for quite some time already, and also back in Finland we've worked in the same office for many years. And I've kind of always looked up to you due to your vast experience and your pure intellect and the way how you run things in an organized way. So I'm real happy to be able to bring you and your team on board to work together towards the Streamr vision.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, very kind introduction, I hope.
Could you tell a little bit about what you have done before Streamr?
Yes. So yes, I used to study computer science and been working in computer science field for like software industry for like 20 years now, in development roles, architect roles, project management roles, and we've co-founded a couple of companies. Also worked with a number of startups. And lately been working as a CEO of our own software company. So
you've seen a very broad scope of what's out there and been hands-on and been leading a team. So with all that under your belt, why take on the challenge of Streamr Labs?
Yeah, I think now the software industry is in a very interesting situation, because there is so many interesting emerging technologies coming around, and I think blockchain is one of the most interesting, and Streamr is a great example of using decentralized technologies and blockchain to really like disrupt the data economy, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's it creates huge opportunities and very interesting possibilities in the space. So I'm really happy to be working in this sector.
So about Streamr Labs, what will be the first projects or proof of concepts or areas that you and your team will be working on?
Well, there's the air pollution example, which you already mentioned.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great example of this kind of decentralized data solution, which sort of really puts the project in hands of the community. So the community sort of manages the sensors and also utilizes the data and can sort of try to find ways to use it or monetize it or whatever. But it's really this decentralized community-driven data project, and I think it's a great example of what blockchain world and decentralization can offer, and Streamr technologies especially. And then we are now looking at the proof of concept of using the connected cars data, which provide huge amounts of data, and we are trying to find like angles to collect it and to monetize it, and I think we have a couple of interesting things going on there. Then we are also, there is a big space, of course, of traditional, but data providers who already have huge amounts of data, and we are trying to help them to bring the data on the platform and find ways to utilize it and find ways to monetize it and find new ways to use it and distribute it. And I think that's also a really interesting space.
Yeah, I mean that's great, because I mean data monetization and selling data is happening today. There already exists a data economy, but it's very fragmented. It's siloed away, and perhaps Streamr can bring it together, like a central place but decentralized. Right.
I think that is really like super interesting goal, is to have a really like decentralized network providing data to globally to everybody. Everybody can connect to it. Everybody can sell it their data. They can subscribe to data feeds, and it's all decentralized, run by the community and the providers. I think it's a great vision.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, Michael, good to have you on board.
Thanks a lot.
And thanks for joining me today. And thank you all for watching, and see you again in the next transmission in 1 month. So, bye.
Thank you.